Guys, I am so excited because our mobile DC fast charger is freaking back. Alex, behind the camera, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Dude, I'm doing great because the ChargeRigs mobile DC fast charger, the FLEXX120, is back. Now, a few months ago, must have been middle of winter timeline because we were dealing with icing conditions. We started to have some problems with this unit where it didn't love to work in the cold below freezing. There was just little things here or there, but ChargeRigs sent us their battery-powered mobile DC fast charger to help dial it in, to really run it through real-world testing. It's a unit we used, I would say, at least 3 to 5 times a week. Like, this thing was getting out there, getting used, testing in a bunch of different environments, and we found some bugs with it. So ChargeRigs said they actually sold our unit, and they said, hey, we'll send you another one in a few months. And I thought, yeah, maybe they won't ever send us one. I got good news, Alex. This arrived just a couple days ago, right?
Indeed, yes.
So I'm so happy that we have the mobile DC fast charger back, improved as well. So let me walk everyone through what this is, how we used it, and then the changes. Then, of course, we'll plug in the e-tron, which hasn't been on the channel in a while. This is actually in here because Alyssa couldn't get this car to charge in the last couple months, actually. So we waited for Alex to move here, and then Alex plugged it in, and it worked perfectly.
Yep. I suspect that it's got something to do with cold weather. It's actually the charge port latch, so the little pin that locks the plug to the car.
It's all the way in there, was getting stuck, and we think maybe when the grease is cold.
So yeah, that little white pin that you see in there is the pin that pops out when you plug in to lock the plug to the car. Yeah. And it's a known problem area for these. The grease that's in there just hardens up over time, and I suspect that when it was cold, the viscosity on the grease just got so high that it couldn't overcome the stiction.
And so obviously the dealer wanted, you know, we didn't even bring it to the dealer, but they would have wanted thousands of dollars to replace the entire charge port and cabling. What do you think that would have cost, Alex?
That's a good question. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I do know that their recommendation used to be to replace the whole charge port. I think they've since revised that, and they do now offer the standalone part just to replace the latch. But it's a pretty involved job. I think that Audi's official service procedure calls for like removing the driver's side door and a whole bunch of stuff, which we can definitely get around that.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, I was like, Alex is moving here. We'll just wait till he's here. So now we've got the car in, and it works, but we're still going to go through and replace the latch. And stay tuned to Out of Spec Renew for a full video on that. But I figured since it's here and it's working, people may have wanted an update on this car. It's doing great, other than that one issue. Literally, e-trons are pretty bulletproof other than 2 problems, right, Alex? It's the motors.
The motors is a big one, so coolant intrusion in both the front and rear motors.
And the charge port latch.
The charge port latch, and maybe a few other minor things, but those seem to be the 2 big items.
Yeah, the dashboard is really peeling on this one. That's a known problem on the early e-trons as well. So we've got a source. I think there's an extended warranty for it, so I might end up bringing this by the dealer and seeing if they'll do something about that.
Yeah, that's a really involved process. The whole dash has to come apart to replace that.
But clearly we need to get that fixed because this is such a nice car, and yeah, that's a little problem. But really, if you're looking at a used good EV, these are 20 grand or less all day long for a Prestige. 100% recommend these things. The motor coolant intrusion is the biggest concern, but now they have a long warranty on them, right, Alex?
Yeah, they've got an extended warranty. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I want to say it's like 10 years or 150,000 miles.
Yeah, something like in that region. So anyway, definitely fat e-tron, highly recommended. Lots of cobalt in the battery, thanks to everyone in Africa. And it just charges great in all temperature regions. No preconditioning needed. It's just a great electric car that is... You better have cheap electricity, though, because it's very inefficient.
Not very efficient and not a lot of range.
No, not a lot of range. But anyway, it works well for Alyssa. She still loves it. It's still kicking. So if you're wondering what's up with this car, there you go. So then let's get back to the meat of the story, which is this. It is a ChargeRigs FLEXX120. This is their smallest battery-powered mobile DC fast charger. And you guys know we do a lot of range tests, we do a lot of comparison testing, we do a lot of track testing, and we just need high power charging kind of wherever we go. If we go out to the tail of the dragon and do some enthusiast driving, we need to bring power with us because we're out in the middle of nowhere. So it's just an awesome unit that we have really come to rely on. And when ChargeRigs took it from us, because they said it was sold, I was like, what do we do now? And we had some solutions in mind, and time went by and I did a bunch of traveling, and I was like, I expected to never see this thing again. And then they called me last week and they said, hey, your unit's about to get loaded on a transporter and get sent back to the out of spec track, and you can keep ripping on it. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. So I want to say a big thank you to my buddy Paul at ChargeRigs. He's really running a very cool DC charging company, not just for mobile, but standalone in-ground units and a lot of the software backend. This is a company that you know, is new in the space, but really trying, and clearly has no issue being in front of you guys and improving their product based off of our feedback. Alex, we had a whole call with them yesterday just to chat, and basically they watched our videos, every single one, multiple times, and tried to fix every single problem we had with the unit and then sent it back to us.
Right, indeed.
Which is so cool. So I really think they deserve a ton of credit. So what is this thing? Well, in this section of the unit is 120 kilowatt hours of LFP, I believe CATL battery cells, all up in here. Then you've got a little bit of a cooling package and AC to DC charger in here. It's only 7-8 kilowatts, something like that. Not much for level 2 charging. And then a bunch of DC to DC buck boost modules to take the DC stored in the battery to put it into another battery. And you know, Alex, that has just worked wonderfully. It is such a cool situation where we don't have to turn on a generator, be rolling coal on the side of the road when we're charging. We can put clean energy in and clean energy out, which is awesome. Another huge thing with this is it not only does it level 2 charge, it can also be DC fast charged.
Yeah, that's cool.
It only takes about an hour. It just kind of sits at 120 kilowatts all the way up to full.
Yeah,
so
sweet.
I'm sure it does taper a little bit up top, but I have a full charging test on this at some point. I think I did, at least. I don't remember, but we'll definitely try and figure out everything, you know, in terms of the charging now that it's back and it's warming up. So to show you how this works, you have 2 cables on either side as a reminder.
Right.
You've got a, obviously you can spec this CCS or NACS. Our unit's spec'd with dual CCS, which honestly works fine because we just put a NACS adapter on when we need to. And you can set this up with payment. You can set it up with RFID. For example, I think a common use case for these chargers are like workplace charging. Because, you know, if you're a new building, for example, it might be a while to get level 2 charging installed. So if you're a Facebook or a, I don't know, an Apple, and you want to offer charging for your clients, a lot of like Silicon Valley companies have valet charging services.
Oh, okay.
For like the big tech companies, and you could just wheel around to this and charge up cars, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
The 120 kilowatt hour version, which is what we have here, the FLEXX120, this is the baby. This is perfect for our needs where we need to do quick top ups. You know, we run a car to dead on the side of the road. We just need to put a few minutes of energy in, maybe 5-10 kilowatt hours just to get it to a DC fast charger. It's perfect for here if we're ripping around the track just to keep cars topped up. You can get this up to over 300 kilowatt hours though. So you could get, it's a larger, heavier trailer. The reason I like this is this weighs just about 6,000 pounds all in.
Yeah.
So we can tow it with a lucid gravity. The reason I like that is because we might have one coming very soon, and it may have just spec'd one out.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Maybe. It's not confirmed, but maybe. And so we can tow this with many popular SUVs and pickup trucks without any worry. And we just don't really need that much more capacity. Certainly would I like 300 kilowatt hours? Yeah, of course. We can find ways to use it. But this really works wonderfully. So that's basically the gist is, you know, you kick it on, it's silent, it rips, it's really good. It is a 200 amp cable, so you get 80 kilowatts on a 400 volt car or 120 kilowatts on a high voltage car. That's the unit. What were our problems with it? Well, I'll just kind of high level walk through some of our issues, but I'll leave linked our video when we said goodbye to this thing. And we were like, oh man, this really needs to get dialed in and work well. And guess what? They took the feedback, Alex, and they have fixed it. So we had some issues. The biggest issues were it wouldn't work in the cold. If it was anywhere near freezing, we couldn't even turn the thing on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which, you know, they're a Florida-based company. Okay.
Yeah.
So whatever. That apparently is all completely solved. Another minor problem was the door latches. Getting a key to go around and constantly open and close these doors, great news. They've put like sort of these little anchor latches. What are these called? D-latches?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a little bit like a D-ring.
Yeah, it's no longer do you have to carry that proprietary little key and worry about losing it everywhere. All the enclosures, which like they don't need to be locked. No one's going to come here. And if they steal your energy, it's 120 kilowatt hours. It's like $10.
Yeah.
So like, what's the worst thing that happens if someone turns this thing on and charges off of it?
Right.
I'm sure you can spec and ask them to lock this, but we had no interest in that. I'm like, just stop making me carry a physical key around. And they put these really nice latches on. They also fixed the hinges on here so the doors no longer fly open. I worry that it might be a bit soft now, Alex. Like the wind might push it back, but it does seem to come back to center.
Yeah.
So this is way nicer than before. You would like jam it open and the door would wham open.
Oh, the struts were way too strong.
Way too strong. They were like for a trunk lid on an e-tron, not a Charger. So yeah, lots of really nice improvements here. We'll run through the change list, but we had, you know, those two problems and just some other bugs, software things that were causing us some headache. You couldn't AC charge and DC offload. I still don't think you can, but we'll try it.
Okay.
So what it sounds like they did, Alex, was maybe they found another unit to sell instead of ours, because they told me this is the exact same unit we used to have.
Okay.
So it's back again, but they have gone through and updated the firmware on everything. They really had it for a few months. And would you mind pulling up the change log?
Indeed. Let's see.
So it's a lot of like deep firmware level changes for this thing. And I guess we should, at the end, we'll show how it plug-in charges.
Yeah.
And how that all works as well.
So the change log we've got is a PVC firmware update.
What is PVC?
It's a good question.
Power
something.
Ventilation control? I don't know.
I don't know. Something firmware update. Main app software update, which it does look like they did update kind of the UI and stuff on there a bit.
No.
No, maybe not.
Yeah, this all looks the same. State of health still at 100%. That's good.
Nice.
Sitting at 552.9 volts resting.
Okay.
If you get the bigger battery, I think it's wired more in series, so the voltage comes up a bit more.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, main app software update, BMS reparameterization, supports harsher environments. So that's going to be the cold temperature and whatnot.
And also it would never know its SOC, like it was losing SOC calibration.
Oh, really?
Like, you know, this was during the time when our silver Rivian LFP was not knowing what state of charge it was at.
Yeah.
And this was all LFP, and it was not knowing what state of charge it was at. And I kept full charging and full discharging both of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, LFP sucks, because the voltage discharge curve from like, let's say 90 to 10% looks the same.
It's very flat.
Very flat, minor changes. So BMSs have a really hard time knowing what SOC you're at, especially a situation like this, because it was a lot of like, pull it down, bring it back to 100, pull it down. It should recalculate when it's up there, but dude, it was going like 30%, 2010, 60.
Right.
While charging, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. So that's good news that it's all reprioritized or reparametized.
Right, reparametized. Yeah. Let's see. Next on the list is the door handles. So that we already talked about.
The on-off procedure is still the same to the viewer. So for those of you who ever need to use this, if you're here, just a tutorial, all these breakers turn off. You turn the left and the right stack high voltage controller breakers on. You have to wait for these two to stop blinking. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute. Then you can turn on the auxiliary source controller, and that's how it works. And then if you want to charge, you have to, for AC charging, you have to flip that one on.
Yep. And then it looks like they've got some for some of the other outlets and stuff there as well.
Which I've never actually tried.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah. I mean, it's got an EMA 1450 and a couple of, 120 volt and 220.
Yeah. It's, we should play around with
circuits,
that. Yeah.
Let's see what else is on the list here. The door struts, lower force.
Hold on 1 second. Am I messing this up? No, we're good. Oh yeah, door struts, nice.
Door struts.
I think they went too soft with them, but it's not the end of the world. This is better than it was before.
Yeah. Let's see. AC unit firmware change. So I guess that's going to be for the cooling.
Mm-hmm. It already sounds different cooling.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Minor wording changes. Interesting.
Mobile DC fast charger. Tap screen to continue. It all connect vehicle to begin. I like how they put 2 Model 3s on there.
Oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Different colors.
Different colors, blue and black.
Cool. And then inverter firmware update supports harsher environments.
Well, the harsher environments thing, that's needed. That was like our real problem with it.
Yeah.
Was we were
not able to use it in the cold.
Yeah, I mean, we pulled off, like, one of the reasons our 12 volt died in our R1S after the range test was we pulled this right up after the car died, and it wouldn't start charging the R1S.
Oh,
and so then it had to sit there for us to come back here, get the flat trailer, and tow it up.
Yeah.
Because this thing, and that killed the 12 volt, and then the whole car was a brick, and it sent everything into haywire.
Yeah. So
let's double check, make sure it works. We did try it this morning. Yesterday, actually, it was set on different firmware to require a RFID card, but they remote logged in and updated it, which is cool that it supports over-the-air updates and monitoring.
Right. So now it's just set to free vend, plug and charge.
I'm just so freaking happy to have this thing back. It's like a weight off my shoulders, really, in terms of testing and what we can do. I mean, we haven't been able to do like any challenges or anything super fun because we want to do weird stuff and we just need to bring power with us.
This thing's just so handy.
It really is. It's just awesome. So now we need to get a vehicle to tow it around all the time. So it used to just be my silver R1S, my LFP, was hooked up to this nonstop.
Yeah.
All the time. Now we kind of need a dedicated tow rig, which I guess could be my R1T.
Yeah.
But that's kind of turned into the farm truck too, so good problems to have. We'll come up with something. There we go, and we're charging. Now the e-tron is a relatively high voltage 400 volt vehicle, which means we should see around 90 kilowatts. It's going to spin up power modules in order. So we're at 50 kilowatts right here, and you should see it ramp up in a second. There, I just heard another contactor click. There we go, 83 kilowatts. Okay, so it's moving. Let's take a look.
That's about the most we'll see for a 400 volt.
Yeah, so let's see what this is. This is voltage 460 volts. There's no way it's that high. That must be during pre-charge.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
Yeah, I bet it hasn't hit the next point yet. Oh yeah, 1 of 2. Don't know. But we'll wait. It takes a minute, I guess, for it to populate the next data point.
There we go.
Voltage 415. That makes a lot more sense. And it's just sitting at 200 amps. Demand voltage 459. So that must be the peak voltage that the e-tron will ever request.
Right.
That's pretty cool. SOC 58. Connector temp 30. Huh. It just stopped charging. Probably because the charge limit in the e-tron is set at 60%.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Alyssa likes to charge to.
Okay, there we go.
She,
yeah, and it says SOC 60%.
Yep, SOC 60%, end reason charge complete.
Okay.
It used to say end reason and a number of fault codes on this.
Oh, really?
This is a great thing to see. Just a normal car reached its...
It just looks totally normal now.
It looks great. I'm so happy about it. So the one thing we really have to do, Alex, in this video with this is we need to charge our e-Golf.
Yes.
So maybe we could take a walk over there, and we should.
We've got some traffic here at the moment.
We maybe should hook this up to the truck and tow it over. Let's cross here. There's a motorcycle training day here. Okay, you should be good to run. Yamaha runs their championship riding school out of the track here, which is so great.
Yeah.
I've actually been wanting to go on one of their programs and go for learn to become a great rider, because I'm a very below average motorcycle rider.
Yeah, I would probably say I'm below average. I like riding motorcycles, but I'm definitely not a pro.
Like, I get out there on a bike and something about my brain just shuts off, and I'm like, "Wah!" And I'm like doing 150 miles an hour down the straightaway, and I'm like, I should probably put a helmet on. So there's something about me on two wheels that safety doesn't seem to be a factor. Then that's not a good thing. So I need to become a much better rider and wear full gear. I have full gear, I should just put it on. Okay, so this is our e-Golf, which, update for the viewers, is better than ever, other than it's dead.
Yes, it's completely dead.
Yeah, so that's a weird thing. This car, in all the years that I've owned it, funny enough, I actually took the e-tron to buy this car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Never has it phantom drained a lick.
Okay.
It's just, when I park it at 25%, I can come back 6 months later, and it's just sitting at 25%. So I parked it here around 40% a couple months ago, and now it's 0.
Okay, yeah.
Dead. And I don't know if that means that the battery is actually faulted, or if maybe the 12 volt was dying and it was trying to run the DC to DC.
Yeah.
And it just drained the battery.
The 12 volt is still holding a charge though, so.
The 12 volt's working, unless we just caught it as it kind of, killed high voltage.
Could be the case, yeah.
So I guess we need to see if it'll even accept a charge. So what we're going to do is we will, because we can't find a towing eye for it.
Yeah, no towing eye. We're not sure where that is for this car.
No, and we tried the Audi, thinking, okay, Volkswagen Group would be the same. We may as well just bring the charger over here and use it for what it's intended for.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drop the trailer off that truck there, Alex. So we'll leave that somewhere else. I'll move the VinFast out of the way. We'll pull the ChargeRigs right here.
Back it right in.
And plug it in. We need to also see if the new firmware makes it work with the Spark.
Oh, right, because it didn't work with the Spark before.
The ChargeRigs could not charge the Spark, which, for those who don't know, our Spark EV does not follow the actual recommended spec. The DIN spec.
Spark has interoperability issues with a lot of DC chargers.
Yes, except ChargePoint.
I'd say you get like maybe a 40-60 chance of it working.
Yeah, I think it's 40% maybe.
Yeah.
And that's like a maybe 40%.
Yeah. The e-Golf is a little bit weird with its spec too, right?
And so is the i3.
And the i3, yeah, for the early i3.
Which that one is.
Yeah.
So actually we have 3 like weird early cars that have interop bugs. Yeah. The battery trailer can charge the i3 and the e-Golf.
Yeah.
But we'll try the Spark. So let's hook things up, move stuff around, and get this off of 0 miles, because I hate leaving the battery dead. 126,000 miles on this car. That's the equivalent of well over 500,000 miles on a Model 3 battery.
This is what, 22, 23 kilowatt hours?
22, yeah.
Yeah.
So 24, something like that.
Yeah,
think about the cycle count on that.
Right, the cycle count on it's crazy.
It's through the roof. Also, lots of cobalt.
Yep.
I think cobalt's the answer. We need to figure out a way to sustainably mine cobalt.
That might be tricky.
That might not be, yeah. Maybe we should look into better batteries that don't need cobalt. But it does work. At least it has so far on this one. And Alex, this thing charges like a monster too.
Awesome.
It's like no time at all. So move stuff around, plug it in, see what happens.
Alrighty. All right, Kyle's bringing the trailer over. We do have a flat tire on the trailer, which it didn't have a flat tire when it showed up. So I don't know if we picked up a nail or a screw or something.
Alex, check this out. My truck has a recall.
A recall?
Everyone freaked out when Tesla had a recall.
Yeah.
But it's an over-the-air fix.
Oh, how about that?
Which is kind of cool. So it says it's recall ITRM 25.A04. That's
okay.
A bad one.
I saw the other day that it said it had a software update that was scheduled.
Yeah. There's a completes compliance recall 26C10. It's for the integrated trailer module, so you don't lose your lights or trailer brakes.
Oh, how about that?
It's a good thing not to lose. So, gets over-the-air updates.
Well, I guess we got to move the VinFast.
Oh, yeah. Here, I'll hand you the keys to it.
All right.
I'll back the trailer in. I'm just trying not to make any super tight turns.
Yeah, with that flat tire.
With the flat tire.
We'll have to swap the spare onto it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, let's get the VinFast moved. Thank you, Alex. We'll back up here. And park. This is the recall Ford can do over the air to a diesel truck. So, pretty cool. OTA updates. That's a good thing. There goes the VinFast. It started, no problem. And now we will back the trailer in right next to the Golf.
I like this color.
Everyone made fun of me for it.
Really?
I love it.
It's cool because it's just different.
Yeah, because it's a little quirky car. And it was similar to the Mark 7 GTI had this color.
Okay,
Or sorry, Mark 8 GTI had this color.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll wake it up.
I keep thinking I need to do something like this on my 500e.
Yeah, well, I've got plenty of this wrap left over.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you're interested, we can do that.
Alrighty.
So trailer's on.
Trailer's on. We'll plug it in.
Man, I love having mobile power.
It is the best ever.
Okay, Golf, don't be a brick. This is the Volkswagen.
By the way, charge port latch is also a known problem on these.
Oh,
also,
really?
the door latch is actually an even bigger problem area.
Oh, yeah, I knew about the door latch.
Yeah, that's common on lots of Volkswagen stuff.
Says charging station starting.
Okay.
It's going to be at 0%. Yep.
Yep, 0%.
Dump in power, baby. Yes, it's charging.
Interesting. So I wonder why it died.
I can't imagine for the life of me why. Other than maybe the start button didn't work, right?
Right, the start button didn't work.
So-
I fixed that on it yesterday.
Okay. So I was it was like it would work every 100th try, basically.
Is there a chance that you turned it on to
And
get
then-
it into this spot and then you just didn't turn it off?
But it would auto shut off.
Oh, okay.
But there is a chance, absolutely,
Yeah.
that it just did. I may have just hit it and it never shut off. But it's ripping everything it can do, 40K dubs.
Cool.
So that's awesome. Let's look at the pack voltage.
40 kilowatts on that little tiny battery. Actually, I think it went up to 46 there.
Okay, let's
before
take
you
a look.
clicked off.
We're at 324 volts. It just sits at 125 amps. So it does that pretty much to 70%.
Oh yeah, so the power's just gonna
It'll
ramp
rise.
to 70.
Yep. And,
mean, that's-
yep.
That's pretty solid charging speeds for this thing. I mean, that's what? It gets up to probably 2.5 C.
2.5 C and holds it all the way.
Right.
So like in the progression of electric cars, we've actually gotten slower charging.
Right.
Like the 10 to 80 time on this is pretty quick, and the Spark is like 12 minutes, 10
Yeah,
minutes.
the Spark is lightning fast.
And so it's like just scale that up to Silverado size, we'd be there.
Right.
But we just went the wrong way with charging performance. So I guess we should charge it up to full.
Yeah.
And
You think
just
full?
Yeah, just top calibrate it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll drive it to this afternoon into town and back, and that'll be almost all the range it has. But you know what's cool about this battery is this is a battery we just do not care about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's outlived its useful life 50 times over.
Yeah.
I mean, let's check the mileage on it just so I'm not... Would you mind checking it?
I think it's 128, something like that. Let's see. 126.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put... Look at that. It says 30 minutes to full.
Oh yeah, 30 minutes to
That's
full.
twice as fast as a Tesla.
It now has 1 mile of range.
Well, must be at like 10%. So I once put 500 miles on a day in this car.
It's pretty wild.
Andreas and I did the tour of charging around Colorado, which we never actually posted the series because we never finished it.
Yeah.
And we spent a whole day driving around Denver in this car.
Yeah.
Plugged it in at every charging stop, so little quick bursts.
Yeah.
And it never thermal derated until the last charge.
Really?
But it was also winter time, so
yeah,
that helped.
cold out.
Yeah.
But yeah, air-cooled battery.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But you basically get 2 charges out of it, so you can do a 120, 150 mile day in this.
Oh yeah, so if you're doing like full charges, you'll get 2 out of it.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
2 full charges, but the way we did it, which it was cold and just little hits every time we'd stop,
Yeah.
temperatures were never a problem.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's such a good car. So there you guys have it. We're already up to 11% in 3 minutes. Just a rocket ship.
To 12%.
12%. We're up to 42 kilowatts charging power now.
Yeah.
And we've got the FLEXX120 back, dude.
Yeah.
I can't freaking believe it. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
We really needed this thing to work for us and to have it. So shout out to ChargeRigs for fixing it. We're going to run it through, of course, all the paces. We'll be doing maybe a full update video once we get it back and working. But I'm going to leave some links in the description for you guys to check out their website, their product offerings. They're coming out with a ton of new products, not mobile, but also...
Oh, okay. It's also stationary.
propane powered and...
Oh, wow.
Or natural gas, don't remember, but mobile generator powered
Yeah.
and stationary.
Cool.
So lots of good stuff from them. Thank you, Alex. and fun video.
Yeah,
We got it back.
indeed.
See y'all in another one again soon. Bye-bye.